Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we have the first couple of answers and obviously questions for 2021 when it comes down to Clash of Clans, new updates, what is all about Clash Worlds 2021, is there any worlds, balance changes, or like overall the current situation in Clash of Clans when it comes down to balance, and all those good questions. Townhall 14, what is happening? And all of those, we're going to talk about those today. Because yesterday there was a Ask Me Anything from Darian, one of the community managers, and I'm basically summarizing everything, putting it on the big screen, and then you guys can hopefully, see all of the answers, and I will summarize this. So let's get started with the first question. The first question is, what was the biggest challenge basically for the Clash team in 2020 with all of the current situation? Everything was going on. So the biggest situation, or like the biggest change and challenge for the Clash team, as Darian said, was to adapt that you basically cannot turn around and just like put out a suggestion to the team. And that was one of the biggest problems kind of for them. So they had to adapt, and now they do like obviously calls and everything, but not being able to just like turn around and talk to the team was one of the biggest challenges they had, and they had to adapt to that. The second question is if Darian could share any kind of like concepts and ideas which were out there and then got removed again. And Darian talked about Elixir Monster, which kind of sounds cool and reminds me of the Elixir Golem of Clash Royale. That's why that guy's in the thumbnail. But the Elixir Monster is basically a troop which is, as soon as it's killing a building, it's kind of evolving and it's getting into the next stage and things like that, which kind of sounds fun. But Darren said as well that there was a little bit of a problem, because if the troop, like if the Elixir Monster itself is not killing the building, it wouldn't evolve. So it was once again getting removed. Next question is like, what was the big thing that got announced for the last winter update, or like already got teasered? Because there was like the rumors going around that there was something big coming, like something cool, a feature which everyone would enjoy, hopefully, and everything. So sadly, they were not able to put it out there, and hopefully they can do it this year. That was the answer of Darian. And to be honest, this gets me super excited, because as I already said, I feel like Supercell, Clash of Clans needs some really cool feature. I feel like that's somehow right now missing. Like the last year was all about super troops. That's basically it. The updates were only adding super troops to the game, mainly. Obviously, there were some great changes as well, but that's how it felt. Next question is, actually from a competitive player, from Pero, and he's asking a couple of things. So his first question is coming down to the rhythm of how Supercell is putting out new Townhall levels. And that's kind of the first question, which is already touching the Townhall 14 theme, I would say, because he actually suggested to make the 18-month period where new Townhall levels should come out, because that was announced from Supercell that every 18-month roundabout there should be a new Townhall level. And Pero asked if you could change that to 24-month, because obviously it would work way better with the Clash World Championship, which we already, which we will talk about in a second, because Clash Worlds so far is not announced. No one knows what is happening. No one knows what is happening about Clash Worlds, so we'll get back to that in a second. But for now, I have to say, at least as a retired Clash player, I would love to have those 18 months. I would even enjoy 12 months, to be honest. But I do not want to wait 2 years basically to have a new Townhall level. I don't know, that's not too enjoyable for me. So I'm pretty happy about the answer of Darian, because he said that 24 months is way too long and people are not waiting that long, and otherwise just quitting the game if there's nothing new, nothing fresh happening. And they're trying to figure that out on how to work this into the rhythm of Clash Worlds. And obviously they're going to, as soon as everything is figured out, they put everything out there. That's basically the answer. And this already tells me, we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a second, but this already tells me that there is going to be Clash Worlds 2021. But let's talk about that in a second. Then the second question of Pero was if there could be a double deployment bar for phones. And Darren said, which is kind of understandable in my opinion, that the phones are just way too small. Like, it's really hard to actually see all of the important stuff. So that was another thing of lightness going to happen. The next thing is if you could actually use your heroes during upgrades in friendly challenges. That would be a pretty cool idea, right? But the problem, which Darren mentioned in this answer, was that as soon as they allow the heroes upgrading, and as soon as they allow still using them in friendly challenges, people are going to ask about friendly wars. People are going to ask about normal wars, and so on. So as soon as they allow one thing, they will just have to keep allowing things, and that's why they cannot do it. So let's get to the next question. The next one is going to be if there are going to be more goblin maps or like more of the challenging maps, because this last winter challenge apparently was a huge success. A lot of people like that, and Darren said, well, they were kind of surprised that so many people enjoyed the challenge, but at the same time, as long as the people are enjoying it, they are going to do it, and especially the designer apparently really liked making those. So that's like a big plus in every single direction, I would say. And to be honest, the challenge was pretty cool. The challenge was really cool, especially I think for all of those players who have never touched maxed heroes, because everyone had a maxed hero. It doesn't matter if you had a Townhall 8 or like a Townhall 7, a Townhall 10, whatever, you were able to play maxed out heroes. And that's obviously a pretty cool thing, especially because we already talked about the hero grind, which you have to do to get those heroes to max. Let's take a look at the next one, which is going to be, well, new players. The game needs new players, and someone shared experience with like starting new accounts, and he said that the beginning of those Town Hall levels is kind of annoying to grind out. It's not that easy and not that enjoyable to play the start of Clash of Clans, which isn't a good thing, to be honest, because if you want to attract new players, especially the beginning of a game should be really attractive and should kind of like get people into the zone and try to like keep them to the game. And if that's not the case, that's kind of bad. And Darren said as well that they noticed that and they will try to change that in the future, and that's one of the things which they're going to concentrate on. So that's really cool in my opinion, because obviously I hope Clash lives as long as possible, even though already a couple of players or people are saying, Clash is dead, like no one cares. Well, I think it's still one of the most successful games and still one of the most played games out there. So because I just think Clash is so cool because you can play it on so many different ways, and that's the cool thing. You can be super hardcore competitive, at the same time you could be super casual, like just casually farming your village and everything. You could be a legend player, you could just go for farming. It's everything about how you want to approach the game, which I feel like is pretty cool, and that's I think is the reason why Clash is having such a good success in the past and hopefully in the future as well. Let's take a look at the next question. The next question is going to be, well, Worlds related, because obviously there have been no announcement just yet about Worlds. What is happening? What is going on? And Darian said that there's nothing to be announced just yet, but they're working on announcements, which tells me that, well, there's going to be Clash Worlds 2021, because if they're working on the announcement for the Clash Worlds, this means there is a Clash Worlds, right? Like, that's the logic in my opinion. So that's pretty easy to understand. Really hyped for having Clash Worlds 2021. Obviously not a player for me, but still I'm really excited to see all of my old friends competing in there. Will be really cool. We have already so many cool roster changes, roster announcements, team announcements. So this is going to be really exciting and really looking forward to that, to all of the action, everything. But obviously there are a couple of more questions. So let's take a look at the next one, which is going to be, well, balance changes or like balancing overall in the game. We will take a look at that in a second, and then there's going to be the next question, which is Townhall 14. How does Townhall 14 fit into the idea of Clash Worlds? Because in theory, we have the next Townhall update, Townhall 14, in the summer of this year, because this is like this 18-month period, because the last Townhall 13 we had in the December, and this means in the summer is going to be the next year, if this 18-month rhythm makes any sense. So this means that it would be right in the middle of Clash Worlds 21, which wouldn't be a good thing, because then you would start Clash Worlds with Townhall 13 and finish the Worlds with Townhall 14, which would be kind of strange. Just imagine someone is qualifying for a Townhall 14 tournament on Townhall 13. That makes no sense. So that's why it's a challenge, and Darren said they're still working on something, and as soon as everything's kind of figured out, they're going to reveal it. So as I already said, like Clash Worlds 21 is going to happen. It just still needs to be officially announced, I guess. Then one question about like tournaments other than ESL, and Darren just said there are a ton of community tournaments, and well, you see it on my channel every single day basically that there are so many matches going on. So let's get to the next question. The next question is, well, about the game balance. And that's, I think, a really interesting topic for all of those guys who are watching, especially my videos, because I know most of you guys are really interested into the competitive scene, interested in strategy guides and everything. So I think it's a perfect question for you, because the question is basically from someone and asking if Supercell if Darian thinks that the game right now is balanced. And Darian answers with like, obviously a game cannot be 100% balanced, but they notice that it's right now really offense heavy, or like kind of offense favored. But at the same time, Darian said that if someone is having success, which basically means if someone is getting a lot of triples, it's more rewarding for that person. It means he is more likely to stick around in the game, because if someone is keep not tripling, especially a casual player, which is the majority of the player base, if they are not tripling, they're going to quit the game, which means the game is going to die, which means there is no competitive scene, there is no Clash Worlds 21, 22, whatever. It's not going to happen. So without those casual players being happy, there is nothing for the competitive player base to kind of play on, or like there is no game to play basically. So I think it makes sense to have an offense favorite. At the same time, I can fully understand the competitive players who wants to have the challenge. But at the moment, Darren said that there's in the future keep going with the trend basically, which is this offense-heavy meta apparently, and well, and he said like his last sentence was, we try to maintain a degree of balance, slightly leaning towards offense. So for all of you guys who hope that there's going to be some changes, most likely not. So, next question. Next question is from Lady B, and she's asking if there's going to be basically the possibility of having a button of rewind the replay, basically to skip forward, back, whatever, try this. And the answer was pretty surprising to me, because apparently it's not possible, because when you're watching a replay, you're actually watching a live attack. But this live attack is basically you see the algorithm behind the game, I don't know, is basically just like repeating your touches which you did on your device, and they're repeating that, and then it's a live attack of the algorithm doing your attack. So you cannot rewind or like go forward, back, whatever. So that's just not possible, which I found kind of interesting. So let's take a look at the next, and at the last question actually, which is builder base. Well, the Night Village in Clash of Clans is not getting too much love recently, and that's why the people are kind of feeling kind of forgotten about. So where's the go with builder base? And the problem right now, or like Darren's kind of making, I don't know, he's first off saying that when Supercell is releasing builder base content, everyone is being like, oh my god, where's the normal village content? And when they're doing a normal village content, it's everyone like, where's builder base, kinda. So right now they want to concentrate on the home village, because right now they want to have something new, they want to have something fresh for the builder base, which means they do not just want to repeat the home village, because otherwise you could just straight up only play home village. Like, why would you play builder base when builder base is basically the exact same copy of the home village? So it makes no sense. So that's why they're right now concentrating more on the home village, because they have not figured out yet where the direction should go for builder base. And to be honest, I would enjoy a couple of more builder base updates. I know maybe I'm alone out there, but still I enjoy builder base if there's something new to it. I do not want to play builder base which was already the same 2 years ago. Like, that's not the most fun. So I can understand every single one over there who loves builder base and plays that mainly. I can fully understand you guys, but sadly, there's nothing in the near future which is going to be added to builder base apparently. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down below in the comments which change, or like what answer you're looking forward to the most. And well, let me guys know what you think of all of those answers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys had a lot of answers to your questions. And we'll see you guys back tomorrow for the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.